Hi everybody, my name is Sandy and welcome to the very first video of the Wondering Sleeve. We'll get to the wondering part in the very near future. For today, I'd like to focus on the sleeve. Vertical sleeve gastrectomy, gastric sleeve, VSG. That's right, we're going to talk about bariatric surgery. Now, I'll go into detail about the different aspects of VSG and life after bariatric surgery in future videos. Today is just going to be an overview of what it is, and for those of you who are curious or on the fence, what you could expect. On November 16th, I will have my 2-year surgiversary. I had mine done in 2018, and the only way I was able to have it was a blessed gallstone. It was a blessing in disguise because otherwise I would not have been able to afford the sleeve, and I knew that my insurance wouldn't cover it. So I spoke to a general surgeon who had also done bariatric surgeries and asked them if it was a possibility that the insurance paying for the gallbladder portion would lower the cost of the sleeve for me. He said, "Yeah, sure. I'll get the girls to work up the numbers and give you a call." I also asked him if we could get it done before December 1st, because that's when my insurance renewed, and I had a carpal tunnel release on both hands that summer, so I had reached my out-of-pocket. I said, if we can get it done before December 1st, insurance will pay 100% of that part. He said, "Yeah, sure, we can do it." The first call I got was the office telling me that the gallbladder removal was not going to affect the price of the sleeve and that my sleeve was going to cost about $15,000. To which I told them, well, I guess we're not going to do it then because I can't even finance that much. A few days later, I got a call back from the office, a different girl that apologized for the confusion. She said, "I ran the numbers and I just got off the phone with your insurance. And it turns out the gallbladder and any other thing we find in your endoscopy will be covered 100% by your insurance, and it will bring the price of your sleeve down from $15,000 to $5,000. I cried because I could do that. I could finance $5,000, no problem. I could do it. This was going to happen. This was actually a possibility. Now, if you're like me and you don't go through insurance, it could happen this fast. I saw him for the first time on October 3rd. I had my endoscopy done. I saw him again on October 31st, and we set the date for November 16th. He said, "You're going to have to start your liquid diet tomorrow." I said, "That's okay. I've already been to Sam's. I've stocked up on protein shakes and sugar-free pudding and Jell-O and sugar-free popsicles. I'm ready." So November 1st, I started my pre-op diet, which is supposed to be a liquid diet. It's tough. The first week I did cheat, but it wasn't a cheat like cakes or cookies or anything, or fried food. I wanted something to chew so badly. I was craving salad. So I went to Panera 2 times that first week, and I got a salad and a small sandwich. And that was my cheat. I was also frustrated because at the end of the 2 weeks, I had only lost like 3 pounds. And everybody seemed to lose so much more on their pre-op diet. But according to my surgeon, it worked, because the pre-op diet is actually there to help get the fat off your liver. Because if you've got a very fatty liver, it makes the surgery very difficult, because they have to lift your liver out of the way to get to your stomach. Now, the gastric sleeve is a laparoscopic procedure where they go in and remove up to 80% of your stomach. They're going to take off the portion of the large curvature of your stomach, which is also part of your stomach that produces the hunger hormones. It's one of the ways that this works. It also works by restricting the capacity of your stomach so you can't eat as much at a time. Now, there is a possibility to stretch your stomach back out. That's something you have to work on. Once they remove that portion of your stomach, you're left with a tube-like stomach or a sleeve. Looks like this. One of the things they preach to VSG patients and bypass patients is vitamin deficiency. You have to stay on top of your vitamins. Reason being, you no longer have the surface area in your stomach to absorb vitamins and nutrients from the food that you eat, on top of the fact that you're not eating as much food. So you're not absorbing as much. So you need to supplement. Supplement, supplement. You will hear this over and over again. Vitamins and water, because you can get dehydrated very easily and you can get a vitamin deficiency very easily. Some insurances do cover bariatric surgery, so you'll have to check with yours. Some of them have requirements that you have to meet beforehand. Sometimes it takes 6 months to a year to meet those requirements. Some of them make you lose a percentage of your weight to prove that you can stick to the post-op diet. You're going to have to get a psych eval. You're going to see a nutritionist. There are a lot of hurdles to jump, and it takes a while. I was grateful that I didn't have to wait because I'm not good at that. Now, post-op, I kind of wish I had the insurance that would have put me through all that, because then I would have access to the nutritionist and the therapist. And I went through a general surgeon, so they don't have a bariatric program with all of the tools that, they didn't stick with me after surgery. They didn't provide me with outlets for any of that. But my surgeon is apparently good at what he does, thankfully. And the surgery went swimmingly. It was a success. It was quick. It was painless. Literally, I had no surgical pain. I didn't have incision pain. It did pull a little bit when I stood up at first, because when my belly would hang, it would pull in the stitches a bit. It was uncomfortable for a minute, but other than that, the only pain I had after surgery is the gas pain, and that's why they tell you to walk. They want you walking within 2 hours of waking up from your surgery. I was walking in the first hour because I was antsy. I wanted to get out of bed. I wanted to put on real clothes. And I asked the nurse, I said, can I change into my PJs and get up out of bed, go to the bathroom? He said, sure. So he unhooked my IV and he let me change and go to the bathroom and hooked me back up. And then my mom and I were just cruising on down the hallway, taking walks ever so often. But I only stayed one night. The next morning, I was discharged by 11 o'clock. As soon as they did the leak test, which they do a swallow test, you swallow this nasty stuff where they can watch it go down and make sure that your stomach's not leaking, where they put the staples in. And once you're cleared that, you're good to go. So I went home and I never took any of the pain medication they prescribed. I tried some Tylenol and I tried gas medicine to see if that would help with the gas pains. But the only thing that helps with that is walking. You just have to walk it out. And it may take up to 2 weeks to get it completely gone, but after the first week I was feeling much better, and by the time my 2-week appointment came along, the gas pains were pretty much gone completely. Your main focus in the first 2 weeks is liquids, 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 and walking, walking, walking. You're walking out the gas, you're getting your activity, and you're trying to keep from getting dehydrated. I had a problem because I couldn't drink cold water. If I tried to just drink cold water out of a bottle, it felt like rocks going down. So I drank a lot of hot tea because that was soothing, and I ate a lot of sugar-free popsicles. For some reason, cold water hurt, but the popsicles went down like it was nothing. Apparently, I ate enough popsicles and drank enough hot tea because at my 2-week appointment, my surgeon kind of squeezed my fingertips and says, "Well, you're properly hydrated." I'm like, okay. I had mine right before Thanksgiving. I was on soft foods. I wasn't even on soft foods. I was on my pureed stage for Thanksgiving. And people were just like, "Oh my God, how are you going to handle this? How are the holidays going to be for you?" They were wonderful because I wasn't stuffing my face and I could sit and talk to my family more. When you're not busy eating, you can enjoy everything else. My Thanksgiving dinner that year, my mom took a little bit of turkey and a little bit of dressing, not dressing, gravy. A little of her turkey and her gravy, and she pureed it and made it into a soup for me. So I had turkey soup, and she took her homemade cranberry sauce, which was cranberries and apples, and I don't remember what else, but she pureed some of that. So I had turkey soup and cranberry pudding, and it was delicious. She also had a sugar-free banana pudding and a sugar-free chocolate pie. And so I was able to eat the pudding and the insides of, I didn't eat the crust, but just a little of the insides of the pie. Because my parents have been low carb, like low sugar dieting for years. We started way back when Suzanne Summers was popular and Atkins, and we all started back then. My mom and I have already been accustomed to altering our recipes to make them low carb and sugar free. And so many of us are doing that now that holidays, we automatically have stuff there that the people that are doing the low carb sugar free thing can eat. You know, we're going to have a dressing like a sausage stuffing. It doesn't have bread in it. You know, it's a low carb stuffing. And there's lots of roasted veggies and stuff. So I was never worried about that because we already kind of ate that way. My starting weight was 375 pounds. And when I say starting weight, that was the October 3rd, the first day that I met my surgeon and they weighed me at his office. When I went in for surgery, I was like 372. I'd only lost like 3 pounds on the liquid diet, and that upset me, but it was no biggie. Everybody's different. You might not lose a whole lot, but according to him, it was enough. That was not my heaviest. My heaviest recorded weight was 389. And there was a period of time after a breakup that I didn't go to the doctor, I didn't step on a scale, and I'm pretty sure I broke 400. So, but when I talk about my starting weight and when I talk about how much I've lost so far, it's based on going from that starting weight, which was 375. I have lost over 160 pounds. I actually hit the 160 pound mark on my 1-year surgiversary, November 16th, 2019. I had lost exactly 160 pounds. By the end of 2019, I had gotten up to a loss of 170, but 2020's kind of been a shit show for everybody, hasn't it? So I've been back and forth between 210 and 220 all year. I gained quarantine weight. I lost my quarantine weight. Now I've gained about 5 more pounds of that back. I'm struggling with that. I have been all year. So right now I'm at about 215. Some days I get frustrated at that. Some days I think, are you kidding me? I used to weigh 375 freaking pounds. Why am I complaining about 215? I feel great. I'm in the best shape I have ever been. in my life. I'm smaller than I was when I graduated high school. That was one of my goals. They had me set a goal weight, but I didn't really want to. But they kept asking me for a weight, one goal weight. I was like, okay, we'll say 185. It'd be nice to get under 200. But the charts for my height for 5'8", 5'9", always said a healthy weight was 180. We'll say 185. If I get to that, cool. If I don't, it's no big deal. My goal is not a weight. It's to be happy and healthy. Guess what? I'm there. So, do I need to lose more? Sure, it would be nice to get under 200. It would be really nice to get to Wonderland. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I do want to lose the little bit of weight that I gained over this year. I would like to get back down to 210. And that won't take much. I just need to get back on the workout wagon because I haven't worked out in a while. Random walks here and there, but I've been working on that wondering part, so I haven't made time to exercise as much. I like to look at the NSVs. Those are non-scale victories. Those are the important ones, really. The scale doesn't mean shit. The scale is your worst nightmare. The scale is the devil, mama! There's a love-hate relationship with the scale, and you have to get over, don't obsess over weighing yourself, because that number is not who you are. Also, the physical weight loss is actually a very small part of this journey. The mental and emotional journey is the kicker. And that's what you really need to focus on. If I could give anyone who's just starting out any kind of advice, is to start working on your mental and emotional journey from the beginning. I'm just now getting to a point where I'm seeking therapy. Even if I just wanted to maintain where I'm at now, if you don't fix what's in here and what's in here, the weight is going to come back. You're not going to put a nail in a wall with a flip-flop. You need to use the proper tools, and that's what your sleeve is. You need to use your tool correctly in order to get the desired result. The very beginning of your journey, say the first 6 months, is like a honeymoon phase. And your tool is doing most of the work. You're going to lose rapidly. And you're going to be on cloud 9, all the NSVs everywhere. The energy, the confidence. But you can't just coast through that honeymoon period. While your tool is doing all the work, you need to be working on creating healthier habits and figuring out in here what got you to that point of having to have surgery and fixing that. Because once that honeymoon period is over, it's all on you. I looked into bariatric surgery about 10 years prior to having it. I spoke to a surgeon that was advertising that they did their own financing because I couldn't afford it. And we talked about the sleeve and agreed that that would be a good one for me. Of course, at the time, I guess the sleeve was still kind of new. And that was the one procedure they didn't finance. Why are we even talking? Because that's the only way I can get it. So I gave up on it for a little while. After having it and experiencing what I have so far, I'm grateful that I didn't have it back then. Because I hadn't reached that rock bottom. I didn't have the discipline or the motivation. Back then, I was looking at it as a quick fix. And it's not a quick fix. Not by a long shot. It is not the easy way out. It's a tool. My sleeve doesn't work out for me. My sleeve doesn't meal prep or meal plan for me. My sleeve doesn't choose the healthier snacks over the candy and the fried foods. My sleeve's job is pretty much done. The restriction has lessened a little bit. 2 years out, I can eat a little bit more than I could after surgery. So now it's when I have to put in all the work. I have to be mindful and not screw it up. I'm not gonna waste this chance. I've got a second chance at life, and I'm not gonna waste it. I do believe that if you go into this with the mindset that it's just going to be a quick fix and I'm going to have this surgery and the weight's just going to fall off and it's going to be beautiful, it's not going to work. I feel like there are people out there that can afford it, and it's just another way of throwing money at a problem. Money's not going to fix it, because that wasn't the problem. There are also some concerns about risks and complications after surgery. And of course, there are complications and there are risks with every surgery. Every time you go under anesthesia for any procedure, you're at risk. Anytime you cut open your body, you're at risk. There are people that have complications, big complications after surgery. I wasn't one of them. My surgery went so well, my recovery was a breeze, other than the gas pain. My journey so far, compared to others, seems like a fairy tale. I lost it so much, so fast. I didn't have any complications. Even the people I know that have those big complications after surgery, they still say they have no regrets, and they would do it over again in a heartbeat. Because those complications do not outweigh the changes that they've seen in their life. Their outlook, their attitude, their energy levels, their confidence. The good definitely outweighs the bad. And if hair loss after a major surgery, because your body goes into shock, is a deal breaker for you, maybe this isn't the way for you to go. My hair has always been thick and long. So nobody noticed the hair loss but me, but it still drove me crazy. But you know what? It was a very small price to pay for the life I have gained. For anyone out there that's thinking about having surgery, it's a life changer. It's a lifesaver. And if you have exhausted all other avenues and you have hit your rock bottom and you are in that mindset that you will do whatever it takes to get your life back, then do it. You will not regret it. I'm going to leave this here because I don't want to ramble on too much and bore you to death. Like I said, I will do more videos about life after the gastric sleeve, just to give you a glimpse into what I eat, the vitamins I take you along with me if I go in for post-op checkups, share some new recipes, because we're always looking for new recipes, because sometimes eating with the sleeve gets a little boring. You gotta shake things up a little bit. I may also throw some craft videos in here for you because I'm a bit of a craftaholic. But the main portion of this channel is going to be focused on my life as a bariatric patient and the wondering part. The background kind of gives you a little bit of a hint, but like I said, we'll talk about that soon. Real soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like to get notifications when my next video comes out, ring the little notification bell. I would love to see you back here again. Until next time, blessings to you all. Be well, be happy, and just be you.